stubborn bulls. This is your reading for the second half of March, Taurus. Take it as it resonates. What I was getting for you before I turned on the camera is this overall kind of look into and sort of exploring more in depths of your happiness and your passions, your sort of balance of all of these things, and also what's going to bring you security, both financially and emotionally. I feel like you're really sort of delegating things more appropriate for yourself and really analyzing what it is you want and need and trying to find the correct formula would be a good way to put that. Yeah, I see this being a really good time for you. I feel like for the most part, you know, obviously general reading, but I am seeing a focus here of happiness. What makes me happy? What am I passionate about? What is going to bring me the most content, secure feelings? And how exactly am I going to sustain that and make it all balance out? Is kind of what I was getting before we turned on the camera. All right, so I'm going to pull from 3 decks here. We're going to look at the central focus, the center point, basically the, you know, the overall. We're going to look at some spiritual advice, and we're going to look at the challenges to your personal well-being and health, love, be it family, relationships, and otherwise, and money and work. All right. If you don't like to see the shuffle, go ahead and fast forward. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people need to see it for some reason. They like, when I used to kind of do it all before I turned the camera on to make the videos go faster, people were like, well, how do we know you didn't just pick those cards? I really need to see the shuffle, whatever. I don't know, but I don't know. So if you don't want to see it, go ahead and fast forward. If you're the one that needs to see. I guess, yeah, I guess it kind of tells a lot about a reader for sure. The way they pull cards, the way they shuffle. I can see that. This was happening a lot at the beginning of the day. All right, the Hierophant, you come out, as well as the Seven of Swords, both in the reverse position. They tried to come out, but they didn't, okay? So there's something here that's like very back and forth. Maybe you're not ready to speak about it. Maybe you're not ready to make the commitment. Maybe you're not ready to admit some things to yourself or say some things out loud, okay? Maybe you're not too sure. So we'll see. It's like they want to come out, but they're just not quite ready yet. Also kind of tried to come out but didn't want to really, and that's the Knight of Swords, the Four of Cups, also both in the reverse. Okay, so like I said, maybe not ready to speak about it yet. Not sure. I feel like you're feeling it out. You're feeling some things out. It's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with trying something out before you let the world know this is what you're going to do, or even, you know, the people closest to you, or set it in stone, or write up a contract. One more deck here. Get a couple of shuffles. Ten of Swords twice. 3 10s so far. 4 tens, excuse me. Yeah, you're completing some things for sure. No, I was right. 3 tens. 4 tens. Look at that. 10 of wands twice, 10 of swords twice. Like I said, I feel like you're facing things head on. I feel like but you're trying it out, right? Because up in your spiritual advice, you have the same cards as you have for your challenges. The Queen of Spades, Jack of Clubs, 2 of Clubs. Something hasn't been set in stone. And they want to come out, but they're not quite coming out all the way. So I think you're mulling it over. Not ready to finalize anything, which is fine. Okay. So at the center focus, we've got the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse position, coming out of poverty. I love that for you. The challenge is the 10 of Swords, okay? Having possibly too many things pin you down. So it may be that you're making good money, or you're starting to make good money, or you're starting to get a hold of your finances. You're starting to get whatever it is that you need to not be in the 5 of Pentacles energy, which is poverty and loss of finances. And just overall tangible things, right? House, car, stuff like that. But it may be coming with a lot of things pinning you down, basically. Okay. It also seems like you're really cautious of who you're trusting right now. And I think that's probably a good thing because, look, when you've been poor, when you've struggled, those are things that never leave you, okay? And so when you know what it's like to be there and to come up from that, it's only right that you would be cautious of certain people and places because you don't ever want to experience that again, right? And I think those struggles make us strong. So I don't think there's anything wrong with being cautious about who's surrounding you, especially when it comes to money, especially when it comes to putting a lot of money up for degrees and signing on the dotted line that you're going to work for a place for a certain amount of time or whatever the case may be. I'm hearing there's some sort of like a confidentiality slip or form being signed. I'm not sure what that's about. Anyways, like I said, I feel like you're super cautious in this area, and I think that's a good thing. Now, in the spiritual advice area, you do have the Knight of Swords, which is restriction, which goes right along with that 5 of Pentacles energy in the reverse and the 10 of Swords. So yes, the challenge is having too many things pin you down, and also being somewhat deceptive about possibly where the money is going, whether it's coming from you or whether you're cautious of other people bringing this into your environment. But Spirit is advising you to restrict a little bit more, which I think you're already doing because you're coming out of the 5 of Pentacles energy, right, with the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. So this could be just, you know, budgeting or whatever, but overall, I'm sorry, that's the 8 of Swords. What did I say? It doesn't matter. 8 of Swords. So I think what I'm seeing is taking it from like almost this paranoid state to more of a healthy, conscious awareness state. Does that make sense? Hopefully. I think you're kind of even possibly letting go of some things. Like, if you hold on to every penny that you make, I think you understand that, like, it takes money to make money. And so that's not necessarily the best way either, right? Like, saving is great, but also, as long as you save money, that's all you're ever going to have, right? Is the money that you saved. You've got to do something with it, whether it's taking it and investing it in something that is going to just make you more money, as it sits there, or taking it and investing it in something that you can rebuild up and, repurpose to sell it for more, or however that looks for you. I think you're kind of understanding this, and it feels like your challenge here is kind of getting that in line, which goes right with what I was seeing with you at the beginning. You are sort of finding this balance of security, passion, and happiness, right? And I think it's really great. It looks really great. And I think you're super focused on healthier forms, healthier habits. Okay. So like if you were working too hard or studying too hard or too deep in a relationship or, too much involved with your kids or not enough involved with your kids or whatever, I feel like you're kind of having these balanced out ways of life, healthier ways of life. That's what it feels like to me. All right. Over here in your well-being and your like mental state, health and things like that, you've got the Justice in the reverse position. Okay, so again, things that are out of balance, okay, things that are out of whack, possibly even legal cases for some of you, with the challenge of that being the Three of Cups and the King of Diamonds. Or I'm sorry, the Three of Hearts and the King of Diamonds, so which is the Three of Cups, and King of Pentacles. So it's finding security in this place. The challenge for this, like, this balancing act is finding a way to celebrate that is suitable and sustainable for you. Okay. I feel like many of you may be getting away from, like, it's almost like binge eating, but it's like binge vacationing or binge partying, or it's like, I don't know why I feel like you're becoming like much more settled. Maybe some of you are just kind of like growing up, and I don't mean that like in a belittling way. Some of us don't grow up until we're, 50 years old. Some of us, and there's all kinds of different growing up, right? It feels like you've worked a lot, kind of gotten some things out of your system, sowed your oats, whatever. And that's what it really feels like to me. Okay. And then the advice, the spiritual advice is that in the Ten of Wands, okay, responsibility. So like I said, I feel like you're owning that. I feel like you are already taking that, because you can clearly see that the challenge here is celebrating with a secure sense, a sustainable sense, right? So you are kind of working on this balancing act, possibly even taking things out of your life that were more of a risk and a danger as far as like legal, recreational hobbies may go. So I am seeing a little bit of that for you. In your relationships, family, friends, romantic, you're coming with the Nine of Wands in the reverse position. So there is some healing. I feel like you have a little bit of anger still within you over something that's probably happened with a lover or a loved one. Okay, and I do feel like you are facing that head on. Not as head on as probably everyone else thinks, and whatever that means for you. You may be deciding that this person or these people are just not healthy for you to have around, but and you may be deciding that you need to have a healthy conversation if in fact you are going to keep these people or this person around. I do see it, it's coming in with the King of Clubs there, so it's telling me that you are taking some serious action and serious care and attention and practical measures in that area. Okay, you are looking at it from a very like logical, practical action sort of standpoint, from a sort of I would say like a higher self than what you had in the past. You're not totally healed from it, and that's okay. At least you know that, and you are working on it. Okay, the advice here is the Queen of Cups and sensitivity. So you are being asked to be a little bit sensitive to the situation, have some compassion, and you know what? I see that already here. You are already doing that. Because if you weren't, you wouldn't have these two cards like that back to back. You wouldn't have the issue at hand challenged by the solution already. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like it would be, if you didn't already know this and we're putting this into practice, this would be the issue with the blockage versus the issue with the solution as the challenge. Does that make sense? Hopefully. So over here in your work environment, you've got the Page of Pentacles in the reverse position with the Ten of Wands and the advice being the Ten of Cups. I love this for you because right now it doesn't seem so much as if you are trying to figure out what you want to do in life. Again, it seems much more that you are trying, you know what you want. There doesn't need to be any more brainstorming about it. You're clear on that. What it is now that you know what you want, how to balance it, okay? How to sort of delegate the responsibilities to make that work out for you and make the most of your time right? That is what I'm seeing, making the most of your time. And the advice is the Ten of Cups, okay? Completion. So, and it's not just any completion. The Ten of Cups is just a fulfillment on all levels and really, really being content. So when it comes to your work, I feel like you're sorting out not what you want to do in life, not what your purpose is, but how to have what you have already figured out be sustainable. All right, over here in the finances and the money area, you got the Two of Cups in the reverse position, with the challenge as the Eight of Hearts and the advice as the Ten of Swords. So there could be, kind of like I was saying over here, it coincides a little bit here as well. So like these kind of energies really kind of coincide about that, you know, not being so sure about something, not being like totally ready to just rush forward and slide on that dotted line, being very cautious about who you let in, especially when it pertains to finances. And here we are in the money, and you've got this Two of Cups in the reverse position. So I feel like you're looking at something very, very deeply and very, very seriously when it comes to business partners or bosses. And, you know, with the challenge being the Eight of Cups, it may be something or someone that you worked for a long time, and you may have a level of respect for them or feel some sort of obligation for them giving you a starting point, but I just don't feel like it's what's best for you now. Because when we're looking at the Eight of Cups, we're looking at something that needs to be walked away from, that you have already a lot of investment in, emotional and otherwise. So whatever this is for you, because you've got two emotion cards back to back in your finances. So there's a lot put into this that you know it's just time to end. Okay, it's not that you don't appreciate the opportunity, but you've just grown, and we can see that here with the Ten of Swords as your spiritual advice, ending it. Okay, because it's holding you back. And I think you know that. I think you understand that. And I can see that all the way through your reading. So, really, I feel like you're just at a point, a sort of a check-in point of balancing. You're just kind of creating a plan with, I feel like you have the puzzle pieces. You have all the pieces. You've got all the dots. Now you're just trying to figure out how to connect them. To make it last. So I think you're doing great. This is a great reading. That's what I have for you, Taurus. I love you, and I'll see you next time.